初から君を好きでいられて Welcome everybody to my top 10 best magical anime. My name is Misty Sloshkonix, and wait, what? We already did this list? No, that's impossible. Let's see. Martial arts? No. Mecha? Oh, would you look at that? Magic, magical girl. Damn, this is embarrassing. Well, it's too late now. I gotta commit to it, so I tell you what, since there's so many good magical anime, I'll make a list out of neither of those entries in previous top 10s. It'll be 10 new shows, but with the same theme. Yeah, you like magic anyway, so who cares? But before we get in, I wanted to let you know about today's sponsor. This video is sponsored by Displate. Displate is a service providing great custom art made by incredible artists printed on brushed steel. They have an incredible selection of visual that will literally have you browse for hours. And once you finally make your selection, you'll receive them neatly packed and you can mount them on your wall with simple magnets. I'm a big fan of Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, and Hero Academia, and those were just right up to my taste. So check it out, you'll find one matching yours for sure. And if you use the coupon code MISTY20 up until the end of August, you can save 20% off. Where were I? Oh yeah, doing a top 10 magic. Let's go!
ここではペーパーテストより魔法実技が優先されるんだ。補欠とはいえよく一校に受かったものだと。
そんな覇気のないことでどうする
Number 10, The Irregular at Magic High School. Let's start off with a classic and the most requested entry when it comes to magic topic. Irregular at Magic High is a 26 episodes long anime about two siblings attending a magical academy. The show is sorted with a ranking system where the best of the crops end up in blooms and the trash gets to be weed. Hashtag 420. So the sibling gets sorted, sister get top tier rank, and obviously main character turns out to be awful. So that's what they want you to believe when in fact he's probably the most baller student around. Snoop Dogg vouch for him. Overall, it's a great story where you have incredible visual, captivating battle, and action scenes paired up with interesting characters. You'll probably claim it's better ranked than number 10, and you'd be right, but that's just how good the rest on this list is, so let's move on.
Pa, 你怎么来了？啊，来接你呀。魔法考试考得怎么样啊？哎，一塌糊涂。
Number 9, Kwanza Fashi. Honestly, lately I've been around the block way too much to my personal taste, and anyone who's been watching my videos since I started on YouTube and has been diligently doing their anime homework, well, they've seen it all. So when I found Kwanza Fashi, I was a breath of fresh air. It's not a Japanese anime, it's a Chinese one. There's no Japanese voice acting, all but Chinese, sub into Japanese, sub back into English. Might sound like a drag, yet it's so good. I recommend it for people looking for hidden gems. The story is about a magic school once again, but with an original twist to it, where people have a special ability and, well, the main character makes things a lot more interesting. Lots of entertainment in store if the fact that this is a Chinese anime doesn't bother you.
果然是无法觉醒的。这就是插班进来的学生。
冷たいこれ食べても大丈夫かな
誠
Number 8, Flying Witch. I wanted to include Flying Witch in this list because it's definitely not your normal take on the magical experience. This is what we call a healing anime. It's an incredibly slow-paced show that, while not uneventful, might feel as such by moments. Other similar healing anime would be Area the Animation, Non Non Biori, Sweetness and Lightning, Mushishi, Natsume Yujincho. Well, I'm sure you get it. Do not go in expecting flashy battle. It's a slice-of-life story about Makoto, a 15-year-old girl who, after her birthday, has reached the age to start studying witchcraft. To do so, she's sent on her own in the hope of becoming independent. It's quite difficult to put in words, and it's also not a show I would recommend to everyone, but hey, if it seems appealing to you, go for it.
なかなかの高カロリーですねもしもしそろそろ帰っていいですかしらねお腹空きましたわありがとねご飯用意しとくから
Number 7. Sakura Quartet. Welcome to the very interesting world of Sakura Quartet. This anime, which first came out in 2008, made such a big impact it got both a sequel and some OVAs for the road. The story is about two worlds colliding, one being the human world and the other one belonging to yokais. Usually they're both apart, but lately they started bleeding one into the other. It's now up to a teenager and a group of girls in a detective office to try and sort this giant mess. While the show brim with witchcraft and magical beasts, this anime really delivers on character building and can sometimes look almost like a slice of life. It has action scenes, some cute moments, as well as some pretty lewd one. It makes the show captivating and one you'll want to partake in.
とんだ二度手間だな。最初に言えよ。悪かったな。ちょうど食い残しがあったな。うまそうな肉が。ギルド武器。スタッフ・オブ・アインズ・ウール・ゴム。これを作るために無茶したよな。有給取ったり、奥さんと喧嘩してまで素材や。
Number 6. Overlord. Overlord might not be the typical magic show you'd have in mind coming into this top 10 list, but hopefully it'll fit the criteria regardless. Overlord is a story about a virtual reality game, a MMORPG if I recall properly, where the server were about to get shut down. Wishing to spend the final moments in the game, Momonga decides to log in and, to his surprise, end up caught in the game. Instead of whining, he decides to take on the role of the antagonist of the game, and he becomes a powerful wizard, warlock, mage. I never know the difference between each of them. So, quote-unquote, the final boss. Plus, with the second season being announced, I felt this was a great occasion to mention this anime again for those who haven't seen it yet. Great watch for sure.
いや、そういうことをしている時間はない。オウロ君。
いらっしゃいませ、モモンガ様。
直次。
なんだよ。
あ、いや、直次の顔、直次らしいな。
お前もな。
Number 5. Log Horizon. While we're in the realm of video game, why not take a look at Log Horizon? Whenever Log Horizon comes up, most people refer to it as the other Sword Art Online, while in fact it's a really solid standalone title. Log Horizon's story begins with Shiroi, a gamer who really loves the game Helter Tell, which is, again, a MMORPG. Eventually, the immersions start to get to him, and he devotes his entire time to it. The game is your typical fantasy setting with loads of magic, action, and adventure, so you definitely won't bore yourself out of it. But I must warn you, as opposed to other flashy magical anime, this one is quite methodical. You'll see a lot of tactic and basically raid meetings. If it's your thing, hey, try it out.
マリネ。
無事やったか？お腹空いてるやろ？白ボンがギルドユンになんや居心地悪い気持ちを。ノットオーフェ。オーデンフレトール。シャイニーアイク。
Number 4. Little Witch Academia. Little Witch Academia is probably the most family-friendly entry on this list. I always compare it to Harry Potter, but like the first year, not when it starts to get dark and evil. Little Witch Academia is a bubbly story about Atsuko, a girl who, after seeing her idol, Shiny Chariot, only wished to become a witch herself as well. To do so, she decides to attend an academy and rigorously goes to class to learn spell, craft potions, ride broomstick, and slay a mystical dragon. Characters are lovely, the mood is cheerful, it's an overall good time for the whole gang, especially if you're looking forward to bond with somebody.
大学レイラインは塩分を嫌うの。これとか？何それ？梅干し。我々は軍人だ。上がやれというのであれば完遂するのみ。
Number 3. Yojo Sankey. Alright, while I will admit the premise of this one on paper is kind of an oddball, this anime definitely make up in production value and the whole entertainment factor. The story is about military and magic. Tanya was once a man who, after challenging a special being, got stuck in the body of a little girl. Now she's a super savage Wendy-like witch with powerful casting spell, and she's ruthless. She goes on a manhunt and shred pretty much anyone who crosses her path. Mix the whole thing with a bit of politics, military tactics, and fireworks, and you get the saga of Tanya the Evil. I'd recommend it for people looking into something a bit more adult, as there's a lot of profanity and violence in this one.
シュワルコフ中尉と合流して援護に当たれ。告げる。諸君らは帝国の領域を侵犯している。短い人生でしたが、あなたは死んだのです。私の名はアクア。
Number 2, Konosuba. Konosuba is a great show. One you might have heard of in the past, but if it's not the case, allow me to provide you with the intel you will need to convince you to join the rank of those who praise it. Just like Log Horizon, it's a story that begins in the real world, but after dying, Kazuma is sent to the afterlife, where he is granted the choice and a wish. He's choosing to take on the evil monster who's putting ruin another world, and his wish for the goddess judging him to be his helper. Unbeknownst to him, she's a klutz and she's quite useless. The anime cleverly assembled comedy and adventure set in a fantasy world where the characters all have magical talent. The biggest appeal of the show, however, is clearly its cast. Try the first episode and you'll be charmed immediately.
ああ、そうか、命知らずめ。ようこそ地獄の入り口へ。ギルド加入。
喜んでくれるといいんだけど。
だから聞いただろ。注文これで全部買ってさ。
これを忘れててさ。
And finally, number 1, Mahotsukai. Mahotsukai is my new hype of this season. Might as well be the whole reason why I was so keen into making this topic again. This anime, while it currently only have an episode or 2 out at the moment, was one that aired back in 2016 as an OVA. As soon as it came out, I was hooked on it, and when I heard they'd make a full series, well, you can understand the reason of my hype. Mahotsukai is a story about Chise, a girl with no family, nor money, nor hope. She got nothing. One day, she's recruited by a mysterious magus who offers her a deal she doesn't want to turn down, because again, she got nothing to lose. It's a great mix of slice of life and fantasy with a heavy dose of magic. If you don't mind waiting for episodes to air, keep this one in mind.
ねえまた食べないなら片付けるけど。
Thank you so much for watching this new Top 10 Magic anime. Hopefully you found something that caught your attention. Feel free to let me know in the comments below, or just shout out across the street, I'll hear you. Once again, I want to show my biggest thanks to Displate for having sponsored this video. If you're into anime art or any kind of art on brushed steel, they look absolutely fantastic. And with the coupon code MISTY20, you can get yourself 20% off until the end of August. Links in the description. I appreciate you sticking around, and I hope I'll see you all back here next week. Love ya!
I've been through the hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.